Hey everybody, here's the deal. The Essentials course is such an important part of what we do here at Grace Bible Church, Kapolei. At GBCK, what we want to do and what we're all about is faith, connection, life. And what that means is that we want to develop our faith, deepen our connections, and devote our lives to God's mission. Now, how do we do that? Well, let's take developing our faith. Developing our faith is about growing in spiritual maturity and in our relationship with Jesus Christ. So there are several ways we do that at GBCK. Number one, we say if you want to develop your faith, well, attend a weekend service. If you are a teen, attend the youth service on Friday nights. And for the greater congregation, there are Sunday mornings. So going to church is part of developing our faith. The other thing we say is get water baptized. If you have committed your life to Jesus, the Bible clearly instructs us to get water baptized. So that's another way we develop our faith. Another way is by signing up for the Essentials course, which you have done. The Essentials course is so important because it builds essential and necessary practices and truths into our lives so that we can grow our faith and grow in our spiritual maturity. And then we also say sign up for the Encounter Weekend, which you'll find out more about it later on. Okay? But then there's also deepening our connections because we understand that God designed us to be in relationship with other people. And so we want to deepen our connections with others, that we are not to do life in isolation or alone. So the way we do that is if you want to deepen your connection, jump into a small group. Be part of a small group family that meets weekly, 5, 6, 7, 8 people joining together to talk about how faith and life intersect. And then also we say, hey, be a part of Team Grace, which is to volunteer for a ministry that serves either on a Sunday or on another day. And so that's another way to connect with other people in the church and in the fellowship. Okay, so we want to deepen our connections. But then there's also devoting our lives to God's mission, because we realize that it's not just about ourselves, it's not just about relating to other Christians, but that God has put us here for a purpose and for a mission. And so we want to devote our lives to God's mission. Now, how do we do that? Well, we say personal evangelism, just the people, friends, family, loved ones, classmates, co-workers, those that you have in your life who may not know Jesus Christ. And we believe that we are all called and have the privilege to witness and share the gospel with others. So personal evangelism. There's also community micro missions. That is where we go into our community for a day and serve a need in our community. So for example, coming up in March, we're going to the U.S. Vets in Kalailoa, Barbers Point, and we're going to serve the U.S. Vets a hot meal and bring some gifts and some entertainment and maybe provide some haircuts. And that's the way that we serve our community in a micro mission. It's just one day that usually happens over a weekend. And then there's also world missions, because not only are we supposed to go across the street, but the Lord calls us to go across the world. And we want to participate in the mission that He's doing all over the globe. And so this year we're targeting Myanmar in July to go and send a scout team to try to determine and discern some of the needs and some of the mission opportunities that are there that we can go and serve. So that's what faith, connection, life is all about. Once again, the Essentials course is a vital part to developing your faith. So that's to give you an overview, a broad overview of what this is all about. And in the next section of this video, we'll talk more about the specifics of the Essentials course.